I'm going to do this video in one take if it kills me and bores you, regardless. Hey, I'm Jabbo. Welcome to BrickTsar, your home for vintage Lego. And today we're going to be talking about some things, mainly uh, things related to my purchases and am I greedy. But I want to start off, first of all, by saying, should you criticize? That's a question, really. I know there's been things in the community, when I say the community, the YouTube community, where particular, very articulate, successful, and in my view, honest tech reviewer has been criticized for criticizing. Ironic, that is. They're saying, he gave negative, Marquise Brownlee, gave negative reviews of products, and people are like, yo, you shouldn't do that. You're hurting the company. And I'm like, why do people defend the company? It's like if it was like slanderous, like if he was saying things that weren't true, no, I can see that. But if it's true, that's protecting the consumer. Honesty is always best. And so if you don't like something, like if it's your opinion, you don't like something, you should say it. If it's your opinion, you like it, you should say it. You shouldn't say you don't like something just for the clickbait, and you shouldn't say you like something just for the clickbait. I appreciate genuine opinions that people have, even if I don't agree with their opinions. That's the great thing about opinions, everybody can disagree. But as far as criticizing, it is so stupid to say that you can't criticize, because that in itself is a criticism. So who made you the authority for what people can and cannot do and can and cannot say? No, it's like, no, things should not be malicious and they should not be dishonest. But honest criticism is good. And criticism should always be done respectfully, but it should be direct. It shouldn't sugarcoat it. It shouldn't. It shouldn't be a criticism sandwich. I'm going to commend you, then I'm going to criticize you, and then I'm going to commend you. Just be honest. And I feel like I've been honest, and sometimes my honest reactions offend people. For instance, when I get a package in the mail and it's damaged, I'll open it off camera and then react. I do everything on camera. That way, it's my honest opinion or my honest reaction, I should say. But I know there's been times that I've was opening something or doing a review even, and do I do reviews? And I reacted to something and I wasn't recording, and I couldn't fake that reaction. I couldn't like, oh. So even if I tried, it's like it just didn't come across the same. So usually I would preface it by saying I wasn't hitting the record button or my battery died, but this is what my reaction was. So try to be honest. So criticism is important, and I've gotten a lot of criticism, and often it's stuff that benefits me. That's the great thing. It's like when Clutch told me a better way to organize my Bricklink store, that was good. When somebody tells me that my microphone is rubbing up against my chin and making an awful sound and I didn't notice it because I don't check my own videos before I upload them, I appreciate it. When there's a portion of my video where there's dead air because my microphone died and I didn't check it, I appreciate the criticism. When I say something that is incorrect, I appreciate the criticism. When you disagree with my opinion, that's okay. You can tell me why you like it. We don't have, it's like we don't have to like the same things, and that's okay. But there's a certain point when things are just what they are, and I don't want to say it's beyond criticism, but when things are fair or unfair, I guess there can be gray areas in there, but like say I send Lego my money and they don't send me the product. Is that fair? Can I complain about it? When something's advertised as one way and you receive it and it's a different way, can I complain about it? Absolutely. Like when you go on eBay, for instance, if some of you shop on eBay and you go buy something and it's not what was in the pictures, it's not what was in the description, maybe the seller made a mistake, you contact the seller and you try to work it out. If they're unwilling to work with you, you go through the procedures. Once you've done all that, then you can leave your criticism through the feedback system. Unfortunately, I see way too often people's first thing to do is just leave negative feedback. And I strongly suggest, and I talked about the buyer that I left negative feedback. I knew there was that. We were already past that with that buyer, so he deserved the negative that he got. The one that got the 113 should have been 113 negatives, but never leave a seller a negative feedback without trying to work it out with them. And as a what's the other way? Don't leave your buyers a negative feedback necessarily because they're slow to respond. Sometimes people are new. Sometimes people get confused. So but if you go through all the proper channels and they don't behave correctly after all that, then yes, leave your criticism in the form of the feedback. And one way that we can all criticize one another, or you can criticize me, is through the use of the comment section. Now, when people say things that are just meant to be mean, I usually delete those. If there's profanity in them, I delete them. I don't care even if it's a compliment. so, I mean, there's rules, and it's like free speech. No, there's no free speech on my comment section, because then anything would go. And obviously, there's certain things that are inappropriate to be in the comment section, and I'm responsible for that. If people are saying bad things about each other, I'm responsible for that. I know people in the past have gotten in trouble for things or links that were shared in their comments section. So don't go leave bad stuff in the comment section. But again, if I've said something, you don't like my opinion, yeah, you can criticize that without necessarily calling me names. But if you want to call me names, that's okay. I got a lot of names. But so I got a criticism. I'm going to read it, and then we're going to discuss it. And this is one of these things that I actually am thankful now to this person. I did have a gut reaction to it, a knee-jerk reaction, I should say, to it originally. But I did keep my response short, and I still strongly disagree with some of the points that were made in here. And we're going to talk about it, but I appreciate the criticism. And this is not one of those types of comments that I'm going to delete because I can see where the person is coming from. So I'm going to read the comment in its entirety. And then I'm going to talk about some things. I don't usually have an outline for my videos. You're getting blessed with one right now. And 95% of what I've just said at the beginning, I didn't plan on saying. So this could be a long video, but I'm going to read the comment and then we'll talk about it. And I'll try not... Let me preface things. I can be facetious. I can be sardonic, sarcastic, and I can do things like when I respond to the people that send me sponsorship requests, and they say, "Oh, your videos really resonate with us," and I'm like, "Which one?" I'm being sarcastic because I know they didn't watch, but anyway, I am not. I was mad at first. I've had a long time to think about this, and so what I'm doing here is not to cast shade on this person or to be sarcastic towards them. And so I'm not going to reveal their name. And if you see the comment in the comment section, please don't send anything their way because I appreciate the criticism. If it is criticism, I don't know. Well, let me just read it. I've talked long enough. All right. So, and this is Also, this was regarding the gift with purchase thing. I got all my gift with purchases. I literally had no problems with them. With the Star Wars thing, I got two, and with this most recent one with the diner, I got two. I haven't done the hauls on the diner things yet because they haven't come yet. But I was in those videos. I was talking about Jason's Bricks and Five who had a problem, and others that had a problem, and how I thought it was unfair, and it de-incentivizes people to buy when you promise something and you don't deliver. So that was the preface of some of the things that I was saying that led to this comment. It says, all right. It says, most places do not offer free items when you order as an incentive. When you go to Walmart, they don't offer free items as an incentive to buy, and they should not have to. Target is another one, and there are millions of more places that do not. Once in a while, they do have deals like a $10 gift card. Also, judging by people's collection, no one is going to order less from Lego if they can't get free items all the time. It's all caps, that's why I said it that way. Whenever they order. No company in the world could afford to continuously give free items, especially 4 or 5 to the same promo to one person all the time. If you're expecting that, then don't spend your money with that company. They are better off without you. It won't hurt Lego, that is for sure. There has to be a limit. They just can't give the same person 4 or 5 of the same promos when Lego knows that person is just taking advantage of their generosity. Wait, I've started to sound sarcastic. Sorry. It is nice to get free items, but it should not be expected all of the time and not 4 or 5 things to one person who is only spending enough just to get the promos on 4 or 5 different orders. Every company has rules and limits, and incentives only go so far. It's getting old hearing certain people rag on Lego because of their own greed. So that last word was the one that triggered me. I think if he hadn't put the greed in there, it wouldn't have triggered me. But and my response was, yeah, you have problems. That's 3 words. You have problems. And because my knee-jerk reaction was, you're jealous of people, or maybe you are, like you said, you're tired of hearing people complain about it. And I get that. I understand that. But the sad thing is you had a lot of valid points in here. But in focusing on the part about greed, I wrote on here, well, first of all, I'm looking at point 3. I need to talk about point 2 and about reselling. And he didn't talk about reselling. But when you buy from Lego, you're buying directly from Lego. But if you go to Walmart or Target, like he mentioned, they're basically resellers because they're getting the at wholesale prices, and they take their cut, and then when they sell it to you. But how do you get things? How do you get things that you own? Normally, there is that middleman of a store. Sometimes you can get things straight from the manufacturer. I know there's furniture companies that advertise that you're buying straight from us, or the one that makes the beds. You're buying. They make them right there in that factory. Did they go out of business? Wait, most furniture companies go out of business at some point. And that's what, the IKEA. I was watching the life story about the guy who started IKEA, and the things he did to cut cost, and he started off. It was just like he's reselling stuff, and so reselling is important in society in general because that's how we get things. Sometimes the big stores, they make it easier for people to go to one place to get a variety of different items. They don't have to go to all the different manufacturers and get them. So it benefits the manufacturer, it benefits the store, it benefits the computer. It benefits the computer. It benefits the consumer. I say this is one take. And don't need to go into all that because I know I got the comment years ago about, you shouldn't sell things for more than what you pay for it. That's a child speaking about like that. But, reselling isn't bad. Now, jacking your prices up when there's a need for commodities that are important for people's survival. When like a hurricane comes through and people raise prices, but the normal ebb and flow of prices, it's like if somebody wants to try to sell their tipper truck for $20, they're welcome to try. And if somebody's willing to pay that, that's okay. I ain't going to pay it. I'm not paying $20 for your tipper truck. But that's the free market working there. So, and it's okay for, I'm not criticizing anybody that's got their tipper trucks for 20 or more dollars. I'm just saying that's, if people, as you said here, if you don't want to buy it, don't buy it. And that's the way it should be. But, I I've been a lifelong Lego collector. That's tipper truck. I got the reason it says Tipper Truck Army established 1976 because that's the year I probably got my first tipper truck. And all those years, and we had Lego. My sisters were telling me we got stuff from the early 70s. I don't remember it, but so I've been we're going close to 50 something over 50 years of collecting Lego. The first 30 years of my life, the only source I had for new Lego was the store, whether it be Grand's or Kmart when it replaced Grand's in 1976, or Walmart when it finally came along, or Lionel Playworld, Sears. What was there? Some of the other department stores, back when malls used to be a thing, some of the in-cap department stores would have toys. There was Milton Bradley. So I would go, anytime we went to like Cobb Center, there was that's where Milton Bradley was. And my mom would let me, there's no way I'd let my 10-year-old go wherever in the store, but back then nobody worried about it, I guess. I never got kidnapped as far as I know. But I would go to Milton Bradley, the bookstore, Woolworths and stuff, and it was in that, it was an enclosed mall, but I loved looking at the toys. Rarely ever bought anything. But my mom, my dad, they would get me certain toys from time to time, and Lego was one of my favorites. I love trains and I love Lego. And so from the 70s all through the 80s, all through the 90s until the latter part of the 90s, if I didn't get a set when it was available in the stores, now sometimes those sets might sit in stores for years. I've seen, and I'm not talking like the VW bus or something, or the London Bridge were in stores for like 10 years. It's at London Tower. But anyway, yeah, usually I knew the Lego sets would be in the store about 3 years, usually. And if I didn't get them, I never would see them again. We didn't frequent yard sales. That might have been a way I could have found some. My friends, maybe if they didn't want something, could get some that way. But it was like, I was in my 30s before the availability of resellers of used items became known. And it's when I got the internet in 1997. That's, I didn't have a computer for like 5 or 6 years, and then I got my first PC in 97. Discovered the internet, discovered rec.toys.lego, and some of my first exchanges were done on that message board. I even bought from people like Matt Childs, the guy that invented the Lego roller coaster. And then there were some others that I bought from back in the day. And then I discovered eBay. So I didn't really even get on eBay until the year 2000. So by then I'm, like 31, almost 32 years old. So this whole world was opened up to me. So you see all this, when I show you all these vintage Lego sets, most of the vintage ones have been purchased since the year 2000. I was searching Germany, Netherlands, like eBay was just such a great resource. And then Bricklink came along, and I started buying on Bricklink. And so I appreciate the resellers. If it wasn't for the resellers, I wouldn't have been able to get the things that I want. And I also appreciate people that have good prices. And that's the thing. That's the value. Like so many things, I just wait until I can get it at a good price. If I really want it and I'm willing to pay it, then I might pay a little more. But that's I'm just saying all that to say that reselling is not bad. It's a good thing. Now, hoarding all the promos at Toys R Us because you can, now that is bad. So I know before Toys R Us went out of business, they would have the item that you could get for free. Oh wait, did somebody say there was never anybody that offered anything? No, they actually had stuff that you could get for free and you didn't have to buy anything. Technically free, much like the mini store builds that Lego did. But anyway, there would be certain promotions that they would just be wiped out, and sometimes I think they were wiped out by one person. That kind of stuff is wrong. I believe it's wrong, and that's where we get to the limits on these things that he talked about. But this thing about calling us greedy. Now, if Lego had a limit of one per household, which apparently they do, but nobody reads the fine print. You don't read the fine print. Then that's okay, actually. I actually agree with it. I might not like it, but if that's what they're going to do, then make it and enforce it. But they've never done that. And all these problems we've had recently has been because their website sucks. It's not because of that limit. And the thing is, if you go through the checkout process and you have items in your cart, and my incentive to buy the items was, oh, I'm getting this item for free. Okay, I'll buy it. And then I don't get my free items. I got a right to be upset. Anybody would have. If you had a lot limit or a per household limit, then don't let me check out with it. Just when I go to check out, the item shouldn't be there. And that's not what's been happening. But I don't see where if they have a threshold and you meet the threshold, it does not hurt Lego for me to place another order at that same threshold and get another free item, because it's no different than a different person doing it. But I think I think it would be stupid to go into a store and say, I want $1,000 worth of Lego items. Now, not many people are going to do that. And just plop down your $1,000 and get your gift with purchase and then go out. When you could have done 4 orders and got 4 gifts with purchases, if the store allows it. And most stores do. I've been there when I've done 2 orders. I've not gone in a store and done like 4, but I've done 2. And they've given me my gift with purchase. But they do have every right to enforce that. But that is not what they've been doing. They've been terrible at it. Now, I wanted to mention the fallacy of the argument at the beginning of this thing. He says most places do not offer free items when you order, except for like the $10 gift card. Millions of places do not do that. That is 100% unequivocally, if that's the word, incorrect. Not only does Lego do it, Walmart, Target, almost all companies do it. They offer some incentive. Now, again, to me, the $10 gift card is no different than a $10 poly bag or Lego set. It's the same thing. And I've had multiple rant videos, or portions of my videos, about the thing that Target would do when they would say they would have some promotion where you get a gift card or something like that, and or a free. I think they've had free items. But anyway, and it'll be all plastered all over the Lego aisle, and then in the fine print it says Lego excluded. Why did you put this in the Lego aisle? Like, I'm going up there thinking I'm going to get 20% off my Lego. And I wonder how many people go to the checkout and they check out and they never realize they didn't get the discount or the gift card or whatever it is that they were thinking they were entitled to. So the other, there's so many companies that do the buy one, get one. And like, even these free items from Lego, they're not free. Even when I go spend my points to get that that item that's on the insider's website, it's not free. It's never free. I have to have bought something to get that. So, uh, just to get the points to go use my points, and then to get the free item, I have to go buy something to ship it with it because they won't ship it separately. So there is never something that's free. Everything comes with a cost, and that's fine. But buy one get one free. Oh, the Falcons fans have been waiting for many years to get their new tires, because there's this local tire company, or maybe it's maybe it's a national chain. I don't know. They always have these promotions. If the Falcons score a touchdown in the quarter, you get $25. If they get all four quarters, you get $100. It used to be like 100. You'd get like 125 or something off your set of 4 tires. Nobody's been getting tires. Everybody's got ball tires in Atlanta. But it's just like it's the incentive to buy is everywhere. How do you not see it? Now, yes, they're not necessarily plopping a free item, but they kind of word it that way. When you buy 4, get the 5th free. That's exactly the same thing. So, it's factually incorrect, the statement. But in the other statement, it says, judging by people's collection, no one is going to order from Lego if they can't get free items all the time. Well, that's true. I mean, that is true. There will be times I will go and buy where there's not an incentive to buy. But I buy more when there's an incentive. I buy things that I wouldn't have bought otherwise when there's an incentive. So, yeah, people are going to buy stuff whether or not there's an incentive, but they will buy more when there is. So everybody wins. Yes, our brains trick us. Sometimes, is the incentive really worth it? Is it worth spending $200 to get one of the houses of the world? No, it's not. So it goes both ways. So they're trying to get more people in to buy. And if I don't like the promo, I don't have to buy it. You're right. I don't have to. But I think it's smart to shop wisely. I'm a working man. Like They Might Be Giants. I'm a blue-collar man, like the Styx song. But so I work hard for my money, and I don't want to waste it. And I don't owe Lego or any other company anything. They don't owe me anything, but I certainly don't owe them my money for their products. I do expect, though, that when I give them my money, to get what I'm paying for. And they expect me to be honest and not lie and say that I didn't get something and I really got it. I know there's people that do that. So I don't want people taking advantage sometimes of a company's generosity. Like, the whole missing pieces thing. Like you're missing a piece from your order. People can ruin that by abusing the system and just say, "Oh yeah, I'm missing all this," and Lego will send it to them. But if too many people are lying, eventually it'll hurt everybody. And actually, even if they keep doing it, it'll hurt everybody, and the prices just keep going up. So I think dishonesty by buyers does hurt the prices. It's part of it. But I don't feel bad for Lego. They're a multi-billion-dollar company. And they shouldn't just willy-nilly be able to charge anything for their sets and expect us to buy it. And that's why we don't buy the Black Panther bus. Wait, I bought 10 of them. That's why we don't buy the $600 set. Wait a minute. Oh, well, maybe we do. But it's not wrong to expect the free item when I go and buy, and it's not wrong for me to decide not to buy something. So you are right in that, if I don't like something, don't buy it. And that's what I've been doing my whole life. But my point was, if you got an incentive, honor it. And if you have an incentive, I'm more likely to buy more, which I've done. Um, and so, in talking about sales, let's see. I can't read my own handwriting. Oh, yeah. Incentives have always been a thing, and limits are okay. So, if the limit is one per household, no problem. But one of the things I had to do as that the blue collar guy, was learn. I had to learn when was the best time to buy Lego. I could buy it full price, like everybody else, or I could wait till they ran the 20% off sales. And I had a subscription to the newspaper. Does anybody know what a newspaper is? I had a subscription to the newspaper when I was in my 20s so I could get the Sunday paper. Because basically, the subscription to the newspaper was about the cost of the Sunday paper anyway. So I'll just get all the papers. And in the Sunday paper, they had all the coupons and then the ads for the various stores like Walmart and Target. And I could see that, and we didn't have the internet. That's how I knew when stores had their 20% off sales. And then I learned about the after holiday sales and then the July sales. So all that stuff I learned organically by myself without any help because I didn't have forums to go to. I didn't have other influencers to look at. I learned all that on my own just from shopping. And there probably were better practices that I weren't even aware of. But that's how I built my collection pre-internet. I had a pretty large collection. In the late 90s, from like 95 to 2000, I bought a lot of stuff on clearance. In the early 2000s, I bought a lot of stuff. I mean, there's sets now that people call rare. I had stacks of them back in the day, and I sold them, and I sold them for a lot less than what they're worth now. But that's okay, and because that's what things go up over time. But I'm rambling, but the greed really is more on the company side than the consumer side. Yes, we all can have greed. I mean, I guess technically, having as much stuff as I have, that could be considered greed. But I don't think I've trampled over anybody to get here. And I don't think Lego has. But I think they've been incompetent at times. I think the way they've run things in the last 15 years has gotten a little worse. I think the heyday for Lego, quality wise, was the 80s and the 90s. It's like the quality of the bricks. But this era we're in that started around 2007, I mean, we've had great sets, great designs. The quality has slipped because you think what we got in 2007, we got a lot of really good sets. And then around that time and later, we started getting all the brittle blues, brittle browns, brittle reds. So those great sets that have those colors aren't so great. So there's things that have lacked. But, Lego's always been known for their customer service. It's been great. I mean, I've very rarely had to make phone calls, but in the last 10 years I've made a lot of phone calls in the last 10 years. I've had a lot of, I think, valid complaints, but they got a right to handle them the way they want to. It just needs to be consistent and fair. The whole thing with the website crashing, it seems like they're never prepared for that. And I think this is why a lot of people didn't get their gifts with purchases, even the people that only placed one order. But see, they honored those by going back and adding those things later. But if you placed two orders, they didn't honor you because of that limit they have. But the people like me that ordered after them did get their stuff. So it wasn't fair. It wasn't consistent. It was incompetent, and it'll happen again. And the whole thing too about the whole insiders website, I don't like it. I do like getting the free items. There's things about it I like, but the whole overall experience has not been as good as it was when it was Lego VIP. But that's my. I think did I miss anything? Did I? Did I? Let me look at this thing again. Make sure I didn't miss anything. But yeah, it's not going to hurt Lego if one guy places 10 orders to get 10 gifts with purchases, and he met the threshold on all 10 orders, each 10 order. It's never going to hurt Lego, no more than it would if 10 different people got them. Where it would hurt is if other people that wanted it in a reasonable amount of time weren't able to get it because they allowed it. And then and I've even complained about that when they've had certain promos, some that I actually got where they sold out way too quick. And I think most of the time that's not necessarily from people like getting multiples of them. I think one of them, what was it the Batmobile? There was one of them that was sold out like really quick. When you get the Batmobile free with the Batmobile, it's down there, you can't see it, but a lot of people didn't get it because it sold out so quick. I only got one, and it wasn't going to be a lot of people buying multiples of sets that are that expensive. It's like when they had the promotion with the Eiffel Tower. It lasted a while. I actually got the promotion. I bought the Eiffel Tower to get the promotion, and then I bought it again later without the promotion. So think about that. I probably should have bought 2 Eiffel Towers at the time of the promotion to get the 2 things. But yeah, I want Lego to continue to succeed as a company. I don't have a problem with them having high profits, but I just want them to be a little more consistent and fair in how they treat ones, not only in the community, but customers as well. And I think overall they try to. There are things I think they could do better, but that's for another video. But I'm not greedy yet. I'm BrickTsar. I'm going to be selling more stuff. Am I greedy if I sell my stuff? I'm not sure. Anyway, thanks for listening to me, and thanks for the criticism from the viewer that did that, because them leaving the comment, I hope, means they actually watched the video and they didn't just comment from the title of the video, which I've seen people do. And tell me your thoughts on this long ramble. I'll see you guys. They might be giants.